we have topics to talk about tonight, as you can probably tell from the title and maybe the thumbnail. MacDev have a new droid. I didn't talk about that anywhere in the title and thumbnail, though. I meant to say ESPN 3v3 will be happening in about a month. We're going to talk about Valken filing bankruptcy, Major League Paintball being sued by Major League Baseball. We'll talk about that very briefly. I'm not a lawyer and didn't want to look at all the documents, so we're going to cover that very briefly. Yes, but without further ado, BFP Gear, the best paintball store in the known galaxy. I hit the wrong button because I'm totally in the wrong area on here. BFP Gear, you know, this is my favorite paintball mask. I don't know. I thought about this. Maybe it's like my second favorite paintball mask or tied for first with the ProFlex, but Carbon just released their like normal, not pro version of the Zero. It just doesn't come with a goggle case, comes with one lens and no visor. BFP Gear have them for only $150. You know, it's a very good deal. I think one of the better values, really, probably now that the ProFlex is almost $100. Carbon Zeros, BFP Gear. You can also get a bunch of ProFlex parts, you know. They just got, the Brimstone bottoms. There's a bunch of these things. Obviously, these are very, very sought after. You know, so some of them are going to be, you know, sold out. Some of them not. Some of them maybe aren't even released. BFP Gear. .com. And hopefully everybody's well. I see some brains. Your comment was pretty good. Do we call him Valkent now? We might as well. Who had a epic pride parade float? Valken? I don't know. I guess we'll get into the main topic that I guess I want to talk about. Last week on the Spick and Span show, Ryan Greenspan dropped some news that ESPN are going to do 3v3 live. This was, I think, the goal of having that 3-on-3 exhibition tournament about 2 weeks ago now in Ohio at the Midwest Open. They did the 3-on-3 exhibition on Thursday, and I guess it went really, really well because already by the end of the week, they knew that ESPN wanted to do it live, which is really cool. I think that, you know, I thought they were just going to like, you know, film something cool and kind of shop it around and, you know, maybe next year we'd get some sort of information. But it's crazy that in, you know, like 5 days, they were like, okay, sounds good. Let's just do it live on the 1st, which is really cool. They're inviting Paintball Fit, Impact. You can see that those two teams are going to play each other. And then Dynasty and Red Legion are going to play each other, which is cool. I mean, you know, these are pretty much the teams I'd want. I think you could maybe, you know, throw in another team or something. Maybe X Factor would be cool instead of Impact. But either way, those are going to be, you know, the top teams we have in paintball right now. I think probably with some of the best stories in Paintball Fit being the brand newish rookie team, this being their second sophomore year in that pro division. Not their second sophomore year. That would make their junior year their second pro series year. Paintball Fit, and then we have Impact, you know, the Canadians. Then we have Dynasty, obviously the most legendary paintball team known to man. And I think it's probably important to have Dynasty on there, right? They're easily the most recognizable team, and then also have some of the most recognizable players ever to play paintball. So I think it's important to have those, like, you know, celebrity-ish people represented on the screen too, because they're gonna, you know, maybe see guys that haven't played in 20 years that are gonna be like, holy shit, Dynasty's playing paintball on TV. You know, so maybe they watch it because of that. Also, what I think is really cool is it's taking place at the Wide World. Oh, damn it. I had a link and everything already. All right, never mind. It's taking place at the Disney Wide World of Sports. God damn it, I was looking at the map earlier. The Disney Wide World of Sports. And there have been paintball tournaments here before. I think that 2004, 2005, 2006, I believe, those years. The PSP sometimes had multiple tournaments here. They'd have the PSP Orlando tournament in the beginning of the year, and then World Cup would be held there. So it's kind of cool to see, going back there. It's a very nice facility. I mean, they have, dozens of baseball fields, dozens of soccer, maybe not dozens, but many soccer fields. So there's plenty of good area for them to set up and get a good, field on good terrain. The field will be blind, so, there's no field walking. Well, you'll let them walk the field, but they're not going to release the field prior to the tournament. And this is playing in the background, which I didn't think it was going to be. This is the actual 3-on-3 from whatever weeks ago it was, a couple weeks ago. We'll just let this play a little bit. And I think, 3-on-3 is cool. I mean, I'm very happy with the 3-on-3s. Yeah, it's just, I think maybe not as interesting as I kind of thought. I've kind of explained that as maybe not as interesting as 5-man, but it's certainly a lot faster paced, and I think probably a little bit more engaging for people that don't understand all the little nuances of paintball, right? This 3-on-3 is just a little bit easier to watch, and that's probably what was so appealing to ESPN. I'm all about the 3-on-3s. I know some of the players really liked it. They really liked the pace of it. It is limited paint. I believe it was a hopper and 4 pods as well. You can see Omara right there still has 4 pods on his back. And these were really quick. I mean, we didn't really see any long games. Maybe there were a couple long points, but for the most part, it really was kind of quick and played considerably faster than we're seeing 5-man, which makes a lot of sense, obviously. It's a 3-on-3, not 5-on-5s. So I like it, all about it. I mean, we talk about whether TV is the answer or not. I guess I'll just let this play a little longer. There is a link in the description as well. I would go over to go subscribe to the Major League Paintball YouTube channel, and I'll just watch this whole goddamn thing, or, they're posting other stuff on there too. Yes, I think that just more eyes on paintball is good, right? I mean, we obviously have debated many times for a long time, for years now, whether, getting on TV per se is the answer. Obviously, it's not the answer to solve all paintball's problems, but is getting on regular TV even worth it? Or should we just focus on Go Sports? I don't know, but I think definitely more people possibly watching paintball and seeing paintball is definitely good for all of us. Whether you're playing a once-a-time year person, whether you're playing pro like Marcelo is right there in that back center, I do think it's good for everyone. And hopefully leads to more, like maybe this shows the NXL or Go Sports that they can do it themselves, and somehow we have it our own standalone 3-man league or something crazy. I would say it also probably helps that the field looked this good, right? I mean, having the grass look this good is also a very good representation or good presentation. It doesn't look all run down and ghetto. I really like how there's stuff in the background. It just kind of cleans it up. So I imagine all of these things kind of have like a weight on the lever or some shit. I don't know. 3-man? It's full on coming back. What do you people think? Mark, hello? Jose, Jacob, some brains, Ben, Castro, Corey, incredible. We keep going. Pew pew. Mike, I hate saying people's names. It just sounds like a jackass when I'm like saying people's like screen names. It sounds so weird. Just like me, if I was leaving a comment and they're like, paintball ruined my life. It's just so long. Anyway. 3v3 or 6-on-6? Do you use the session 4 or 5? I don't even know. I probably have a 5. I have a 5. Whichever one's the newer one, so probably the 5. It's so old, though. If you get shot in the with no case, would it break? Probably. But the GoPro Sessions, well, I don't know. I've been shot square in the lens, right? With no case multiple times, and I've had no problems. But you can replace the lenses. So even if you do break the lens, you can like replace the outside lens. I don't know. Mine are perfect, which is crazy, and they're like 8 years old. You know, I got them when they came out like years and years ago. Anyway, we're gonna talk about cameras. 3-on-3, it's just kind of cool. I like it. It's just different, you know. I'm the guy who's been complaining about nothing ever happening, you know. It's not like I want us to, I don't know, do something crazy, but just something, you know. It'd been 5-man for so long, and there's nothing ever different. It was just the same old thing. So I really like the just random one-off like things, or just more stuff for us to look at. Like Nick says, 7-man. It'd be so cool to see a 7-man tournament, for sure. But like a real one, you know, like I want to see like 7-man pro. You know, just a one-off 7-man pro tournament somewhere. Or like, you know, it doesn't have to be pro. It could be like, you know, pro and semi-pro and D2 and, you know, every division. I like it. Magnus says 3v3 will help out the paintball growth in areas with less density of players. That's for sure true too. I mean, that was one of the things that honestly we liked about 5-man back in the day. That was kind of one of the cool things about 5-man, was that there were just so many, I take that back. There weren't enough, you know, people to kind of fill out a lot of these 10-man teams, right? I mean, you set a 10-man team, you need like 12 guys, right? If you're going to travel, you need quite a few people. But if you're going to play 3-man, you need 4. You know, so it's just a lot more, yeah, obtainable or reachable or something like that. That's one of the reasons that, like, you know, lower divisions, like super beginner, is typically always 3-man, just because it's so much easier to actually like get 3 guys versus 5 or even 7. I'd probably have to fight off the dick guy lovers. I don't know. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Whoa, some brain, something happened. What are we talking about? That's why I like one-on-ones. I really like one-on-ones too. The one things I was always, I was all big on one-on-ones being like the future of like something cool for TV or whatever. And I don't know. I mean, it's still can be, but one of the things I think that we saw in the 3-man was just that, like, I gotta remember this is like playing in the background. One of the things we saw in the 3-man was that it'd be 3-on-3 off the break, and you'd shoot a guy, and it's a 2-on-3, and then you end up bunkering people, and there's a lot of movement in that 2-on-3 scenario. Whereas one-on-ones, it's like, I don't know, you just end up like snap shooting each other out a lot. So you know, gunfighting might look kind of cool, but there's not any like weird dynamic moves or really anything interesting happening. You know, it's just like, oh, you snap shoot a guy, which can be interesting because they're so fast, right? I mean, if you're playing like points back to back to back, it can feel kind of cool because it's so quick, and it can get exciting because it's like 8-8 or something like that. That can cause a lot of drama, but it's just, I don't know. You know, it's like, it's kind of like one-on-one basketball. It's like, you know, I don't know. It's kind of cool, maybe. You can like showcase individual skills maybe a little better. But at the same time, it just becomes a little bit, I don't know, not as interesting. But I thought one-on-ones would be like awesome. And now I'm definitely, I don't know, definitely on like 3-on-3, team 3-on-3, if that'll ever happen. Before we proceed to the next article of whatever, make sure to give the live stream a like. You know, I've got like, you know, 90 something people here. Make sure you give the live stream a like. Just minimize this really fast and close that. Like the live stream, then come back. It does help. Or watch videos, you know, when you like and comment on videos, it also helps a lot. Also read Colin. Thank you, gentlemen. It really does help. It's not like me just like being crazy. Ooh, burner account. I like that. That's a good one. Welcome, member. I'm also going to do some other member things. I'm thinking about going back to old videos and doing kind of like director commentary on old videos. I don't know whose that idea was. That was someone at the paintball field's idea. Colin, we're going to read your comment. I definitely think 3-on-3 is the way to go. 1v1 is super focused on mechanics, and 5v5 gets a little drawn out, for sure. The modern audience has a short attention span and needs action. You're right. And even me, you know, like, the last tournament, like, I was sitting there trying to watch all the matches for highlights, and couldn't, you know? Like, you know, when points are 7 to 8 minutes long, and there's only action and guys moving in the first, like, 10 seconds, and everyone sits there and shoots their guns. You know, I don't want to watch that shit. You know, I sit there watching, and I just get, like, distracted, and I'm like, nothing's happening, and I, like, start looking at my phone, and 10 minutes later, I'm like, oh, I just missed those 3 points. So it's really like, I don't know. Depends on the layout, I guess, whether I can keep my attention. Okay. The MacDev Droid DRD right here. The MacDev Droid, the droid from MacDev. So MacDev's most recent paintball gun, the GTX. You know, I actually haven't seen one of those in person, and I don't think I will. You know, I don't even know when the last time I saw a MacDev gun in real life was. So it's not like I'm seeing these guns often. Definitely don't have a ton of experience with them. But this is the droid, always has been, kind of the mid-priced, coming in at $875, which is, you know, that's actually a really good price. You think about it. I mean, it's kind of sort of near that shocker price, and a little bit cheaper than that 180R price. But it does come with their new X drive, the same core, same bolt system that is in the GTX. It operates at 100 PSI. Comes with the Shift 3 barrel with a 689 insert. The GTX version, that higher end version, does come with 3 inserts. It does have an OLED screen, a single color OLED screen, unlike the full color OLED that comes on the GTX. It will come with, and not come with, it is compatible with the mechanical frame. I wasn't 100% sure, though. I don't know if it's going to take the same exact mechanical frame as the GTX. Also, I think it may have the exact same mechanical frame as the GTX. This is the first time I think, I'm not 100% sure, but the Droid 2 was the last Droid they released. And I think it was like 2016 or 17. It definitely came out when I owned the paintball store. And we had them at the store. And I think it was like 2016, 2017. Yeah. MacDev guns always shoot pretty good. I'm always been a fan of the ergonomics. I really like their trigger frames. As always, their customer service and just warranty stuff has kind of always been a little bit of a problem. They do say that they're improving that, though. But, you know, it's kind of hard for me to really give an opinion on that because I don't know. Yep. So GTX is going to have a better screen, comes with more inserts, and has a rechargeable battery, but I also believe that this Droid has a rechargeable battery as well. I couldn't find a manual, and they don't really say that much about it. Droid, MacDev, if you guys like MacDev, you know, I'm not a fan of MacDev too much. What are we saying here? Our friend Randy's definitely not here. Mark knows Randy. Randy had a Droid too. Randy really liked his Droid too. And Randy's a guy that I respect, so he's not insane. So it couldn't be that bad. MacDev ever make their website appealing? Yeah, it's fine now. Their website's good. It's you know, normal. Yeah, it's fine. I was looking at it earlier. I know at times there's been website problems. Colin says he owned a drone 2 years ago. A droid. Sorry. Did I say? Dude, you just like. This is the problem with MacDev. This has always been my problem with MacDev. This is not really their problem. It's kind of more of a personal problem. The way they name their guns is always so confusing to me. So, this is a droid. Okay, this is a droid. There's also the drone and the clone. And it's like, fuck, the names. The names have always like screwed me so much. Because then I read Colin's comment and I'm like, drone. Is it a drone or a droid? Dude, am I just saying the name the whole... I don't know. It's so confusing. I'm so lost now. Colin says he owned a drone, and I was just calling this thing the droid, so I don't even know. It was the drone? Fucking... I don't know. Anyway. MacDev's got a new gun. God damn it, let's go find out for real. It's gonna drive me crazy. I'm gonna be thinking about it. MacDev Paintball. Whoa, that's not gonna work. Golly. I'm all off. MacDevPaintball.com? Yeah, their website's not bad. I mean, we can't, like, judge it by this either, because this is, like, some crazy resolution we're looking at it. Like, if you're on a real computer, it should look like that. Markers. See, they put DRD. DR. So it gotta be droid, right? Droid? Would I say droid? Fuck. It's a droid. Droid. Jesus. Oh. Anyway. I'm a paintball expert. Colin, I know. There was a droid and a drone. I know, that's why it's so confusing. Amos, never seen one in person, but everyone on Reddit seems to own one. This is what I'm saying. How sure are we they're not a myth? That's what I don't know. I'm saying about that's what Reddit's insane. I've said that about Reddit before. Everyone seems to have a MacDev gun on there. It's so weird. Like, I don't know. It's just like that's where all the MacDev people went. Something about like the Reddit user and like MacDev like combined to create like the perfect Venn diagram. Yep. Yeah. I mean, I guess we'll kind of talk about this. This is also interesting. Valken last week filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. We can see right there on the 25th, I think was the first day they filed bankruptcy. Look at the fee to file. It's freaking $1,800. That's crazy. Valken filing bankruptcy. I didn't read all this. Like I said, like briefly in the very beginning of this intro for this live stream, that I started to read some of it, and I'm like, dude, I don't know what any of these words even mean. I'm not like a lawyer, so I can't. There's no reason for me to like look at these documents. I was like, I cannot parse what even any of this means. But Valken, yeah, we're filing Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Typically, what Chapter 11 bankruptcy does is, there's also a link in the description if any of you guys will actually go over to Pacer Monitor. And you gotta like pay to look at these documents, but you can if you want, I guess. It's $50 a month. So typically what Chapter 11 bankruptcy does is it's just like shielding the company from having to pay their debts, essentially. I mean, not really shielding the company from their debts. It just like kind of pauses stuff so they can like restructure and hopefully pay those debts or settle their debts somehow. Maritime podcast, Paintball podcast. I said that all crazy. Welcome. They will sell off some assets, pay creditors, restructure, and come back smaller and more efficient. Hopefully, for sure. I'm guessing they will drop the hardware side of the business and focus on paint. Probably. I mean, that's probably a... Yeah, why not? That's like perfect. Yeah, so typically that's what that means. It's not like Chapter 7, I think, where you're just totally like, we're never going to come back in business. We're selling off all our assets. Kind of like the NPPL did back in the day when they had to sell everything. It's not surprising to me, though. I mean, you know, companies that do this are having generally financial issues, right? And I'm kind of like lost on... I've kind of like forgot some of this stuff. So Gino Posterivo, the guy that owns Valken, or he, you know, started Valken or something like that. Gino also started National Paintball Supply. National Paintball Supply was a... Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm like 95% on that. I don't know why I'm having doubts on saying that. Gino started National Paintball Supply. National Paintball Supply is now what we know as Core Outdoor. Or, you know, the owners of Empire, they own Tippmann and Spider now. They're huge. And I feel like what Gino did was when he got rid of National and like went to do Valken, he sort of tried to recreate National in its early days. So they tried to be like a distributor. They tried to... I keep watching for people to correct me on Gino, pretty sure. Valken tried to be sort of what National Paintball Supply originally was. They were like a distributor. They had all kinds of stuff. They have like, you know, fill nipple covers and tank covers and barrel covers and, you know, all kinds of different level guns and different levels of paint and whatever. So if you were a paintball store, you could kind of just get stuff from Valken, right? You could get almost everything you needed from Valken. And they were filling that niche for a number of years, right? Maybe like 10-ish years or so. Valken had all kinds of stuff, like inexpensive pants and high-end pants and, you know, little knick-knack things that all the paintball stores need, like macro line and macro line fittings and, like I said, fill nipple covers and all those little things. And somewhere along the way, they just kind of stopped doing all that stuff, right? They stopped having thread protectors. They kind of like stopped having all those little knickknacks that paintball stores needed for whatever reason. I don't really know. And there was a void in the market. And now it's like HK Army have kind of like taken over that a little bit. They're not like a distributor, but they have a lot of those little teeny weird knick-knacky things that a lot of paintball stores need, right? Like HK now has a bunch of tank covers and a bunch of different barrel covers. They have, you know, cheap pants and expensive pants. They have high-end pants and cheap pants. They have, I don't know if I said that. They have packs and thread protectors and all kinds of just random weird little things that, you know, as a regular paintball player, you might not think about. So when I see Valken like, oh, we're cleaning bankruptcy, I'm like, well, yeah, dude. I mean, they've kind of been like on a downward like little slope for like 10 years or so. So it's not too surprising. Valken also for a long time, I wouldn't say had like the best paint, but they probably had the most consistent stuff with like their redemption and graffiti. All that stuff used to be exceptional. And it's definitely taken a little bit of a slide. I think mainly when they moved the machines to America, because a lot of the stuff was made, I believe, in Korea. Korea? Maybe it was Taiwan. Damn, I really want to say Korea. But I think they moved the machines, or like, you know, got new machines or whatever, and now everything's made in the US, and I think that the quality actually like suffered a little bit. It was Korea. I kind of was like, I thought so. And that stuff used to be great. And now it's sliding downhill a little bit. So it's not like I said, it's not really that surprising to me that, Valken are filing Chapter 11. Yep, and like Marine Time Paintball Podcast said, hopefully, and maybe they're just, kind of focusing all on just making paint now, because it was made in Pyongyang. It was easily probably the most profitable and the biggest part of their business. They had like those weird kind of like mechanical Tipman ripoff things for like a long time. They got a little even weirder recently. Davey Williamson was my sales rep when I started calling them. Davey Williamson from Dynasty fame. And Excessive, I guess. Shout out to Kim. Kim Jong-un. He's got un-fi? What's un-fi mean? That's French for something. I don't even know what it means. There's another lawsuit we talk about. This was also pointed out at the paintball field. I don't know how we missed this, but this is also something, dude, I'm not reading all this shit because I'm not a goddamn lawyer, and I don't know what's happening. Look at all these different documents. I don't even know, so much has happened. And then I saw down here that the case, oh, look at that. That's literally posted today. I didn't see this earlier. I want to go up to see the due date, see if it said. Because I was looking earlier, like literally like a couple hours ago, and this was the only thing for the prosecution history that it was like a motion to suspend, so they like paused the case or whatever like that. But I don't know what this stuff is. Paint, okay. I don't really like this split screen. It looks like I can slide it over, huh? So we can see right there, filing party, plaintiff, Major League Baseball, defendant, the National X-Ball League, and the NXL's getting sued. Consent motion for suspension for settlement. The parties have actively engaged in negotiations for a settlement of this matter. Major League Baseball Priorities Inc. requests that the proceedings be suspended for 90 days to allow parties to continue their settlement. Because this was, look at that's today. But they filed the same exact kind of thing like 30 days even before that. So maybe 30 days ago, they still did not come to a conclusion. Proceedings to resume September 29th. Time to answer. See, I don't know what any of this shit means, right? But they're essentially suing them for the logo. The problem they have is the logo. Because in one of these, it even shows the logo. It's like, yeah, see, there you go. They start talking about the logo and how it's like so similar to the Major League Paintball logo. I don't know when they're even gonna, are they even gonna show it right there? And it is, I mean, it's kind of is, you know, like it sort of is. It's sort of similar, you know, it's not like wildly different. Then that made me earlier go like this. I went like that, and I looked for other sports league logos. And there aren't really any that similar. Obviously, the NBA is very similar, so it would be interesting to see if the MLB has ever tried to sue the NBA and how that went. Yeah, I don't know. So it's kind of close, I guess. Isn't the NBA? Yep, Nick. I think I beat you to it, though. I don't know. I mean, we always thought it's always kind of a wonky sounding name. It's like, you know, MLPB. I think that MLP was probably the like preferred acronym, but MLP is actually the Major League Pickleball something. If you squint, they're identical. Yeah, that's true. Ben, I don't know how Major League Paintball didn't expect someone to call them out for the similarity. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Maybe I'll be used in court. I'll be like, look at this guy even thinks that It looks similar. And I'm like, damn, don't. I'm not trying to, like, hurt people. I totally get, like, the league wanting to change its name, though. Like, I just kind of wish that they would just call it Major League Paintball. You know, I don't really like the umbrella thing. Like, there's Major League Paintball, but then Major League Paintball oversees the NXL, it oversees the WNXL, it oversees the ICPL, the NXL Europe stuff. Like, I kind of wish they'd just call the NXL Major League Paintball. Or whatever they're going to call it. Jeff says it's similar, but the Major League part is used all over sports. I think it's just the logo they really kind of don't like. I would assume. Logo was all good until paintball was on TV. That's probably true though, Chris. I was kind of wondering how they found it. I was like, did they just have like guys searching for logos, or did someone just come across it and they're like, hey, this looks similar? I don't know. Is the NXL going broke now that they are charging players at the event to watch the pros play? Are they going broke now that they're charging? No. They've always charged, right? I mean, I've paid to go to sit in the grandstands. You mean they're charging the pros? The pros have to pay now too, which I also understand. I don't have a problem with them charging. I don't know. Yeah, I totally understand why the league wants them to pay, because, like, you know, in which scenario do they kick people out? You know, because if I was a paying customer and people were paying and, like, not paying and watching free, it would be kind of frustrating. I mean, I wouldn't really care because they're, you know, the pro guys. Like, I don't really give a shit. But I think the real problem is that, like, what do they do when there's nowhere to sit? Like, do they start kicking people out and doing all this stuff? So I don't know. I kind of feel that, like, I kind of understand both sides of it in a way, you know? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can see the grandstands, if the grandstands are full, them not being able to go in there, because, like, you know, we got to have, like, paying customers be able to have their seats. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't care at all. You got to pay, oh well. Jeff, we have had to pay for grandstands access to watch for field for quite a while. Yeah, he maybe meant pros only. Because I was like, man, I remember having to pay for like 10 years ago or some shit. Yeah, there definitely are, like, some brain says it. He's a customer. It's very true. It is very true. Yeah, I also remember them bringing that up in that when they were talking about it, and they're like, do pro football players pay? I guarantee they do, right? Like, it would be so weird if I was like Brad Johnson, you know, backup middle linebacker for the 49ers, and then I went to a football game in, like, you know, Seattle and was like, hey, I'm in the NFL, let me in. They'd be like, no? Like, I mean, maybe, you know what I mean? But it wouldn't be weird that they were like, no. If you want to watch, you got to pay. I don't know. That doesn't seem weird to me. That seems like something normal. But it also wouldn't be weird for them to just let you in for free, too. And they have, like, a little, like, hangout area for you to go, you know, hang out in, too. I thought that about the grandstands. I was like, maybe they could have, like, a pro kind of only area. But I'm like, they kind of already do, right? I mean, they can already walk in the pit area. Yeah, I think that it wouldn't be weird if you went to a different stadium and we're like, hey, obviously if you're playing in the game, they're going to let you in. I think. Yeah, incredible PB. I don't know, do you think the UFC guys do? Because sometimes they probably sit those guys like ringside sometimes too, right? I really don't know. I have no idea. But they definitely put those guys ringside. But they probably do that for promotional reasons, right? They're like, he's got a fight coming up, so we're going to put this guy ringside, and then we're going to, like, zoom in on him all the time during the breaks. Yeah, UFC pays them to sit there. That's kind of what I thought. I was like, I don't know. When they're really ringside, I don't know, you know? Who knows? I have no idea. Anyway, what the hell are we talking about? What else do we have? Well, since we're doing it, we're going to do a members giveaway right now. All channel members are in this list of names. We're going to go back really fast, though. What are we giving away? This stuff we have. These are actually really kind of clever. I really like this. I've got so much cool paintball DNA stuff. You're going to get that. You're going to wonder what that is. That is a squeegee. So you can squeegee off your lens. And it's got a little spray bottle in it too, so you can put like some maybe rubbing alcohol, a mixture of rubbing alcohol. Oh, I guess there is no top. Oh, that's right, the top's over there. I knocked the top off the table. Anyway, got a little spray bottle. It's kind of clever. You can take out the little squeegee thing. Hi, and where's Eric? My friend Eric gave me this stuff to give away wherever Eric's at. EP, he's in the chat sometimes. Some high stakes, they make a lot of stuff really. I would say like soft goods, clothing things in here in these really high quality freaking pouches. I kind of want to keep a pouch. A high stakes, I like to call these balaclavas. I know all the kids like to call these shiesty masks. I could not play paintball in this. I would have a freaking heat stroke. I don't know how you guys do it. Balaclava. This headband's kind of nice, actually. Eric's the goddamn casino. Of course he is. I was thinking about Eric in casinos earlier. High stakes headband. Hound's Tooth. I really actually like this. They're actually made like really well. It's really solid. It's a headband, it probably should be. Really soft, well put together. Hound's Tooth. High stakes. Headband, what is that? That's like, what's up with this tag? It's got Christ the Redeemer on it. Christ the Redeemer. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's in the red. He's kind of like in the corner. I don't know what that green building is, though. I'm not sure. High stakes headband. I'll put this, I'll like fold this back up and make it all nice. Going here. And I've also got a lot of these, so you're getting one of these too. The Mo Money Tech gun cover. We've seen these before. It's like a big rubber condom. Although I'm opening the box backwards. Big rubber gun sleeve. Okay. Oh, Portuguese flag. Oh, that would make sense. There you go. Portugal flag? I don't know. It does look like the Portuguese flag, doesn't it? But why would it have Christ the Redeemer on it? Maybe that's not Christ the Redeemer. Maybe that's something else. I mean, obviously, you know, Portugal and Brazil. Is it Portugal? Viva la Portugal, all right. I'd love to go to Portugal, you know. I'd love to spend some time in Lisbon. If anyone wants to fly me to Lisbon. Okay, that's the stuff. Remember, all channel members, so if you're a channel member on here, like burner account, and hostility I just saw somewhere. If you are a channel member, you get access to these giveaways. I'm probably gonna do one every other week. That's probably what's gonna happen. And I'm gonna try to give away I'm going to try to give away a whole entire... I'll show you. Well, I've had these for a long time, too. These freak inserts. These are Adrenaline SAS Freak XL inserts. So they're like full... Oh, Jesus Christ. They're like full on, like real... I gotta block my face. Like, very real... This is fucking like goddamn face tracking. Adrenaline SAS inserts, and they're coated in this like super slick material, this tungsten disulfide material, so they're super slippery. But I want to try to find a barrel kit, so I'm going to try to get a barrel too. So I'm going to get a barrel back and a barrel tip that will actually go with this to try to give away an entire kit, which will be pretty good. I mean, that's probably like $300 and something. We'll see if we can get BFP gear to give me barrels. In the meantime, George Knapp. Isn't that the guy from like Coast? Oh, you did say Coast to Coast. George Knapp. Dude, I had a friend who used to listen to that shit. That guy's nuts. Those guys are crazy. They literally believe everything that's ever happened. Those guys believe it. Spinning the wheel! Whoever it lands on. I didn't mean to spin it that time. Tyler Harris, Jake Dole, you almost won. Tyler, so the way this works is because there's no like good way to like actually contact people on here. I have to do a community post. So I will make the community post and track Tyler down and try to obtain Tyler's information. Or Tyler, if you see this, maybe you can send me a message somewhere. Or watch for the community members only post. Mark, Tyler doesn't have to be here. That's not a good way to do it. I don't like doing it that way. Mark, you're not even on the goddamn list. Don't give me that shit. Are you on there? No, you shouldn't. You're not on here. I spun it earlier and someone won when I was testing it out. I think, did Chris win? I think Chris won again. Anyway, Tyler, we'll be in touch. Well, sort of. Hopefully. I had the air conditioner on like crazy for a really long time. It doesn't need to be cold in here. My middle name is David. Does that count? Count for what? Chris St. David? I know, Mark. Can I just pay you in cash monthly? I remember you asked me that. I'm like, no, I can't do that. There's no, like, actual way to do it. If there was, like, a manual way to, like, do it, I would. I would care. I don't want to deal with that manual insertion of names. I got too much other nonsense to deal with every 10 minutes. I don't know, that's all our news stuff. We went over MacDev, we went over ESPN, we went over Valken, we went over Major League Paintball getting sued, we went and get a giveaway. If you actually want to become a member on here, you can follow that link right there on the screen. That'll take you directly to become a member, no matter what kind of device you're on, whether you're using your refrigerator, whatever. You get that stuff right there. You get early access to new videos. There's exclusive members only videos like not that, like that right there. The ProFlex debrief, which is kind of just like a director's take or cut or something, not a director's cut, but like director commentary or something on the most recent ProFlex video. There's that one, there's that one. There's a bunch of like members only videos. I was wondering if it would put me back there. And you get access to these giveaways. And you help support the best paintball channel in this apartment. Papaya salad. Can you do a papaya salad giveaway? We could do a papaya salad giveaway. Unfortunately, a papaya salad giveaway. Do they ship well? How well does Somtom ship? Who would prefer a papaya salad, or do you want pad thai? Maybe we could do a little bit of... I don't know. Damn, I don't know. I can't, like, think of any... Like, actual Thai dishes off the top of my head. It's like all curry stuff, and I'm like, curry? Yeah, papaya salad's always good. It's like hot, but not. You know, it's like... It's, yeah. It doesn't matter. 95% of the chat would be disgusted. Alright, no one likes... You guys don't like fish sauce? Who doesn't like fish sauce? Alright, I don't know what the hell we're doing now. This is when I get weird, because we ain't got nothing cool to talk about. We can... I gotta hit this button, though. Damn. What is Ko-So? I don't even know how to pronounce that. Mark's family owns a Thai restaurant, so he's like lucky. Fish sauce. You don't like fish sauce, Mike? I think I have fish sauce in the refrigerator. Nope, sorry. I got Worcester sauce, though. It's a little different. Anyway, this has gone off the rails. Who's got some cool paintball stuff we can talk about? Fish sauce is like what used to smell in salons. Saloons. Chris says he's getting bored with his LV2. Opinions on switching to the R5? I don't know. It's gotten so hard, it's kind of just like whatever. Shit, I don't know. I mean, it's so preference, you know. I really like the R5, though. I just like how clean and how smooth it looks, right? It just like kind of like looks smooth, and I really like the like no eye cover look on the thing. I think it just makes it look cool. Just like the CS3, we'll say. God, it's so hard to... Dude, I don't know. I don't even know what I would do. Got big gorilla hands. That's good, because it'll kind of like dictate the CS, if you can even hold the CS2. Even I think the foregrip on the CS2 is big. That's probably just because I'm so used to like, I'm just so used to like a specific size foregrip, you know. When it gets bigger, it's just kind of weird. Curtis, did you ever get to the field yet? Or what? I didn't actually, I went to the field last weekend. I didn't play though. I was there almost all day. I wanted to go yesterday. Oh yeah, Mark, I was going to tell you about 4th of July. I don't have any news, that's all. Nothing, I don't know what's happening yet. My sister will be here tomorrow. And then she said that they're going somewhere for 3 days, and I think... I don't know. I'll figure it out. R5s. Yeah, I don't know. I got distracted. Josh says, had an LV2, loved it, shot it once. Purchased it on the spot and sold my LV2. Love my R5, have 2 now. Yeah, the guns are all like... especially these Planet Eclipse guns, they're all just so similar. It's like, I don't know, you know? It's like, they're all just so similar. I think the only real factor on like the high-end guns is if you want a mechanical frame. It's like if you want a high-end mechanical gun, you know, the CS3 is probably your only bet. Sorta. I mean, the regular CS3, you can't even get a CS3 Pro. Huh. Brandon, I could see an indoor winter series 3v3 tournament series with the pros. They would be cool. In the winter would be good. Setup would be easy, and keeping it indoor would make it easier on TV cameras and live broadcasting, plus no climate issues. Well, we know for certain Tom Cole has talked about an indoor something. I definitely just, did I just fart or did I fart earlier? I don't know. Tom Cole's definitely talked about indoor. He talked about indoor like a few months ago. And he said something about it being dirt or something like that indoor too. Like, oh, that's right. We were talking about it in chat and someone was like talking about the San Antonio, I think, rodeo or something like that. Somewhere in Texas, I think, that had indoor and they did rodeo there. For sure. The problem with indoors is just expensive, you know? Yeah. Curtis. Something happened. Yeah. It's just expensive because you got to think you got to rent an indoor facility and then you have to like set all this stuff up and like it just be a lot. It's been done before, you know, so I don't know because, you know, I wasn't there. I don't know. But like Smart Parts did their indoor championship thing. There's been other indoor stuff. And I don't know. I just really like real grass too. Real grass just looks better on camera. The turf just looks like shit. Like AstroTurf just looks so bad on camera for paintball. It's like, it just gets so dirty. You know, you get like piles of paint sitting on the ground and like, it just looks like shit. Where like actual grass and dirt, it helps like absorb the paint and it just doesn't look as bad. That's what I've always hated about AstroTurf. It just looks terrible. You know, at the paintball field, like I don't care. It's not like a big deal. But if we're trying to show it like look good on camera and stuff, it just looks like wonky. Indoor is like the dream though, like a real good indoor. Like if we could play at an NFL, we could go to like freaking wherever the Cowboys play. What's that place called? I don't know. Jeff says, Orlando paintball, I think it's called something else now, was always disgusting. For sure. I don't know if there's a lot of indoor fields around even. Like, I really don't know, you know, because I'm certainly not close to them. There used to be the big indoor in Boston paintball. I don't even know what that's like there now or what's happening. What would be cool, indoor with an open roof. What's that mean? Just walls? So you want just walls? No roof. It's just walls. No, what I want is the opposite. I want like, you know, like big horse stables, how they have like that big covering and like it's just covered. And you still get all like the outside, like, you know, light in from the sides. Jerry's World. I know, Old Soul. I was going to say that, but I was like, what the hell is it actually called? That's funny. Badlands. Yeah, they're still Chicago for sure. Badlands is definitely still open. Yeah, certainly. They've had like some good 10-man tournament. They had like a big 10-man tournament there last year where they used like the old hyperball fields and stuff like that. Folsom Friday nights, that was fun though. Although we used to go to the fairgrounds in Roseville or whatever on Fridays. I think I only went to Folsom Rodeo like a couple times. That was really cool though. The We've talked about that on here too. Who owned the Folsom Rodeo Field? Oh, man. Who owned that Folsom Field? I don't know. When? Fairgrounds. It matters which fairgrounds we're talking about. Hold on. Let me try to think about the rodeo arena. I don't know. I want to say that Sinister Paintball had something to do with it. Maybe there was a CAP tournament. There might have been a CAP sponsored tournament or something, Mark. I kind of vaguely remember that too. Dirter had the 300 feet per second premiere there. It might have been Sinister, but there's also another store that I just can't remember right now that was around then, and they might have had something to do with it. Was Sinister... Some brain says Folsom was Sinister. Because it was Matt. Matt something. I can't remember his last name. Wow, maybe it was Ace. I don't remember, because Ace also had like a lot of locations. They didn't have just one. They had like multiple paintball facilities in different Ace hardware stores. So Ace Paintball was behind Predator Paintball for a while. For like a decade. And then they closed way before that. Predator in Folsom, in Orangevale closed. So fairgrounds, I used to go to two fairgrounds places. We used to go to the Vallejo Fairgrounds, some brains. And was that Eric Crandall? That sounds right. Because that was like, I wouldn't have known then. Because I probably went to the fairgrounds in Vallejo probably like 2003, 2004. And I would drive to Vallejo after work and like play like 2 hours. I'd drive like an hour to play 2 hours. It was a bunch of fun though. And then we'd also play at the Roseville Fairgrounds. And that was a little bit later. So that was when Micah had it. Okay, that sounds right. And then I know Micah like sold it and then bought it back. And then it was only open again for like another year. This was maybe like 2011 or 12 or something like that too. The Asia, yep, Langkawi, the Asia World Cup was indoor for sure. On Langkawi Island in Malaysia. I've been there, but not for the paintball tournament, which is weird. But Predator didn't really have a field. There was Paintball Sam's. So Paintball Sam's, Paintball Sam's was Predator. If we had one, because Paintball Sam's was open before the paintball stores. I mean, Paintball Sam's probably opened in like 86 or something like that. 87? Yeah. Old times. 87. Yeah. Because Paintball Sam's property ended up becoming Infinite Edge, and it was also West Coast Adventure Park. That was a couple things. Idaho guy, I used to play at Paintball Sam's. Bob from Predator used to bring us paint from the store. Well, I bought that store. That's the store we're talking about. That's funny. Yeah, good old Bob. That's great. Yeah. Robert Moon. Robert Allen Moon. That's his full name, if anyone's curious. Yeah, I've known Bob forever. I'd like to see Bob. Yeah, Paintball Sam's, the property, I didn't really like the property that much. It was just kind of like, I don't know. It was very up and down. There wasn't like any really like, well, I don't know. It was just kind of like wonky. Right across the street, Action Paintball, for sure the Action property was better. I mean, Action's property was way better. It still kind of had a little bit of rolling terrain, but it wasn't as like up and down and like steep as Paintball Sam's property was. Yeah, I played 5-man at Sam's before the other field, Bob Moon. Before the other field? Which one's that? I don't know. I know Bob Moon better than anyone. Not anybody. Maybe his wife. Maybe the kids. I'd never played in Kansas. Nope. Never been to Kansas. Although I'd like to go to Kansas. What was that field? Oh, God. That's not Bob's field. That's not Bob's field. We're just not going to talk about that. That was an O. Pollock special. Oh, Bob. Yeah. I just thought I was like, Action was way better. God, dude, that field. I've talked about that field too. I don't know what that place was. It was maybe only open for like a year or something. Oh my God, it was so ghetto. It was like in a junkyard that had like a spare maybe 4,000 feet or something like that, indoor kind of barn situation. It was fucking ghetto, dude. Ghetto. I went there one time and I'm like, dude, I'm never coming back to this fucking shithole. It was crazy. There was like this is gonna sound crazy, but there was a guy there that would be like, the guy like owned the property or like managed the property or something like that, was in a motorized scooter, and something happened and he didn't have legs. It looked like his legs were amputated, and he would ride around his scooter and just fucking yell at people. It was crazy. Dude, that place was gnarly. I don't know, it was like embarrassing even knowing I've gone there. It was like, what are we doing? I mean, it was weird. I mean, that's definitely like an O special, just trying to make money real quick and not, I don't know. Had spools outside and hay inside. Was there even an outside part? I don't even remember. It seemed like it was so long ago that I was young when that happened. I was probably like 20, 21 or, somewhere in there. And I was too young to really like, think a lot about it. But now it was, I don't know. It was definitely a junkyard. Was Pollock's field? Yeah, because Pollock used to own Predator Paintball. His dad started Paintball Sam's, and then they kind of opened the paintball store. And then he sold the stores to Bob, and then he sold the stores to me. And then I sold the stores, and then now I don't know what happened. They vanished. Bob taught me everything I know about paintball guns. Some brain says, yeah, I chased that guy back into his van thing. I could see that. Then I taught Bob Moon how to work on Timmy's. One day. There. Ever. Yeah, Bob taught me almost everything I know about paintball guns. Yeah, Bob's taught me everything I know about paintball guns. So pretty much everything I've say has come from him. Bob Moon was one of the traveling sales tech for Angel. So we've talked about me kind of working for Angel briefly. Well, I guess it was a brief period, but I briefly have talked about it. I don't really talk about it much. We just like repaired shit. But we worked for the U.S. Warranty Center for Angel. And that's Bob Moon. Yeah. Bob worked for Angel for a long time. I mean, probably like 2000. damn, like a long time, maybe like 2002 to like the very end, like 2011 or whatever it was. Somewhere in there. Yeah, literally, Bob taught me everything. Fixing paintball guns. Bob Moon was cool because he thought the guy at I&I was an idiot breaking new guns. I don't even know. I know there's funny stories about Mike from Tech PB. Mike from Tech PB a couple times, like Angel sent him a gun to review, and he did a review on it, but he like put all this aftermarket stuff on. Like he put on like an aftermarket reg and like all this stuff, and he like screwed the gun all up, and he sent it to us to work to like repair, and I don't know. He just said how terrible the gun was, but he like screwed it all up. It's like, what are you doing? It just reminded me of breaking new guns. Paintball stuff. What are we talking about? Oh, his family still comes in. I think he sells... Oh, okay. Mark. Because Chris... O's brother, Chris, also worked at the paintball store. Chris didn't actually play paintball. I worked with Chris for a few years at the store. Huh. Brad, explain your tattoos. No, I don't want to do that. They're mostly all just nonsense. None of them mean much. Yeah, I don't want to do that because I don't even know what they mean. I'd have to explain them. I'd be like, this is a picture of this. I don't know what it means. None of them mean anything. They're just fun. We'll save that for a members only live stream. I got a bunch of MS-13 tattoos. I get deported if I show them on here. Let's peruse and see if I have any other cool things we can talk about. Nope. Yeah, I really am curious about this 3-man. We gotta think that, like, you know, 3-man's gonna come back if we do, like, you know, NXL 3-man, like this thing right here. August 1st. There's also gonna be paintball. What's actually really kind of cool is this is probably the first time... Yeah, for sure. This is the first time paintball's ever been live on TV. Yeah, I'm really kind of interested in this, you know? Think about... I wonder how it's going to work. I wonder if Go Sports will, or Major League Paintball Plus will film it, or if they will use ESPN equipment. Because if they're doing it live... ESPN might want to have different equipment to use their own equipment if they're going to broadcast. I imagine totally different, like to a different network or something. You know, I don't know how the hell regular TV broadcast works. So maybe they're going to use like different cameras and stuff too. But yeah, I believe this will be the first time ever paintball has been live on like regular TV, which is really neat. First time live, and then also, I mean, also in August, we're also going to see NXL Atlantic City, right? What the hell was the last tournament? Whatever the last tournament was, there's going to be another... Dude, how have I forgotten the last tournament already? It's just doing this shit live. I try to like think about 15 things at one time, so I don't stop talking, so I can like constantly stop talk. So I constantly talk, so there's no downtime. Atlantic City, not Midwest. They did not Midwest. Atlantic City, they're also going to be in August. So it's kind of just crazy that there's two, you know, things on TV. I mean, it's kind of wild. Two things in the same month. And one of them happens to be live, which is cool. I kind of hope the field's a little smaller, but like a little smaller. You know, I don't want it to be like 3-man size. You know, I kind of want it to be like 4-man size. You know, just like bring it in like 5 feet on each side and like 5 feet on the back centers or something. Like just a little bit, and then maybe pick off like 4 bunkers or something. Yeah, because I kind of liked all the bunkers in the field. I think it made it like interesting to like, you could like move around and stuff like that. Curtis says he's hoping for a big center bunker. It'll probably be a brick or a wedge. They're probably not going to put like the JT pyramid in there, you know? It'll probably be a normal bunker. It'll be cool. Joshua Mitchell, I love the idea of 3-on-3. I love the idea of 3 men on TV, but no idea why they didn't use a traditional field layout versus the weird offset spinner show field. Wait, but I have no idea why they didn't use traditional field layout. I imagine they will. I mean, I think that, you know, the NXL is just going to switch it up, really. I mean, that's about it. I think the only reason they tried to do a weird field is just to be different, you know? Because the field layout that they used for the 3-man, it really wasn't for the 3-man, you know? It really was for the 5-man. They just happened to also do 3-man on that field. And, you know, the symmetrical fields, they're like, or the mirrored fields, you know, we're using those all the time. So I think it's just to be different, you know, to give players a little bit something unique and just to make it different. I mean, I don't typically like it. I think that I like that like traditional layout more. Although this one was a little bit easier to understand. When we had the previous one that was like asymmetrical, it was just, I don't remember really what it looked like, but it was very difficult, I think, to look at and explain. Whereas this one tended to be a little bit easier. But I typically do like those, like, I definitely like the more traditional fields. But I also think that just because I'm used to it, you know, like if I played, you know, this last layout, I probably wouldn't like it because I'm so not used to it. It's just such a different experience than everything that just gets weird. Shot Theory. Mike from Tech PB lives in my neighborhood. That's funny. You should go to the tournament. Be the sideline reporter or something. Not the tournament. The one-on-ones. Hopefully they have a crowd. I kind of thought that too for the 3-on-3. Is hopefully they actually have an audience. You know, I hope that they actually put like some grandstands in. Oh, it's not there anymore. Hopefully they put like some grandstands up and stuff like that. So there's actually like people there. I was like, there's not going to be anybody there. I was kind of weird. And it's in Florida. I mean, there's a good amount of people in Florida. It is kind of crazy how it's August 1st in Florida, though. I mean, I guess it's only 2 matches. So they'll probably just play them. No, they probably won't play in the morning. They'll probably play in the afternoon. Because you can't play too early. I mean, they're not going to play the games at like 9 o'clock. It's 6 a.m. on the West Coast. So it's like, I don't know. They'll probably play them in the afternoon. I don't know. Just hope they don't do it for the one they film. Yeah, they're not hard to explain. They are too hard to explain to non-X-ball players or just paintball players. I mean, the real problem is, I think that it's hard to previously and still, even if you watch the last ones, they're just kind of hard to like commentate too, because it's not straightforward. It's not like the Dorito side and the snake side. It's like their snake side and like their Dorito. It's like kind of like it's just kind of like wonky. It's a little bit harder to explain. So yeah, for sure, you're right about that. Whatever happened to Mike from Tech PB? I don't know. I'm not sure. I think he was kind of around for a while. I know he had that marker bids thing. It didn't go well. I don't know what happened with that though, because he owed a bunch of people like, you know, thousands and thousands of dollars. So I'm not quite sure. I don't know what happened with that. Who knows? Marker bids. Does anybody actually know what happened with that marker bids thing? The penny auction scam thing. Yes. 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 Definitely that. It's actually illegal. I mean, in a lot of states, it's actually illegal to do those. It's illegal in California for sure, because it's technically gambling. But who knows? Gambling's cool again, so. Yep. Yeah. I don't really know what happened, though. I know that the penny auction thing was weird, but I don't know if he, like, owed people money. Yeah, I don't think he was trying to scam people, Rennick, necessarily. I just think the whole penny auction thing's a scam. Like, the whole system's a scam. It's like, you know, if you opened a casino, I mean, it's really a scam. I mean, the whole thing's a scam, essentially. I mean, I guess it depends on what you're going there for. You know, if you go there for entertainment, I guess it's not. But if you go there to try to win money, it's a scam. And those penny auctions were shady, to say the least. Really? Dan, they need to have a preview show or a quick commercial to help explain what or how the game is played. For sure. It would be pretty easy, right? I mean, you could do that in like seconds. I mean, that wouldn't be hard at all. You know what I really liked? Let's see if I can find it really fast. You know, my search system is all discombobulated right now, so we can't really like search for this. We have, this is all my folder structure. Media, videos, archives, 2004, NPPL. Let's view this really quickly here. Here we go. Okay. I really... Oh, let's switch something around really quick. I'm going to drag this here. I'm going to pause it real quick. Bump. Let's make over here so I can edit it. Yeah. So I really like...
also play
you guys are probably going deaf. Sorry. What I really liked is these, you know, the old MPPL videos. They did this, which was really cool. I gotta find it. Well, let's try to hear it. I can't hear it. We could try to watch this together a little bit.
JT, 35 years of
I can't hear it at all. Hold on, I gotta monitor.
By Tippmann Pneumatics Incorporated, building high-performance paintball markers.
Tippmann Pneumatics.
Team Bone Break. Oh, look, there's Dan. Oh, the DM4. They did this.
I think we're just holding the spot for
I'll get in trouble with that playing in the background, though. They're gonna kick me off the internet. Hopefully this doesn't have music in the background.
Let's go down on the grass with Rocky
It does have music in the background.
Take a look at the center court field.
So I guess we'll turn it down.
Starting with the trio and the snake. As played front, middle, back players.
See, it's kind of cool. They like follow the guy and they show him where he's going on the
Right here
screen.
is half moon. Player's going to be taking this front spot right here. Some of the ballsy teams are going to try to bump out the snake, crawl up all the way to 50. We try to take some of these key spots right here out.
See, that's kind of cool. I like that. That's really neat, actually. It actually gives you like an idea of like what it looks like and all kinds of stuff.
His players are going to be shooting off the break, and they're going to be supporting their front players, and he's going to be taking key eliminations, shooting both sides of this bunker, wide shooting over this middle over here, trying to hit the bricks. And all he's going to do is keep
Look at him with that Rasta
front
A4.
players alive, keeping all the guns off them, so they can bump out into the snake.
So this was kind of cool. And it really, yeah, it wouldn't really take very long to do any of that, you know? You could explain how the game works and, you know, you want to shoot this guy or, you know, whatever, for sure. But who knows, you know, I don't know, who knows how long it's going to be. You know, we don't really know how long these matches are going to be. We don't know anything. It could be, you know, really short matches. It could be really long matches. Let's close that. For some reason, I think that it's always being weird. The angel and the egg. So I like that. This is kind of a cool thing that I just remembered. But yeah, for sure having like some sort of quick introduction to paintball would be cool. And it wouldn't take that long, for sure. Didn't ESPN used to have a 3-man? Didn't PSP used to have 3-man on TV? I don't believe so, John. Not that I remember. There's been other 3-mans on TV, for sure. I don't think the PSP was ever like in charge or whatever of that, though. There's been the Rage in the Cage 3-man, which I gotta look more about it. I gotta look up some more information on that. The Rage in the Cage thing. I want to look into that. That was probably the last, I think, big 3-man, but I don't fully remember that. I just really don't. I don't remember anything. It didn't happen 2 minutes ago. It's gone. Maybe, what would you guys give me to drink this bottle of Worcester sauce? Woo! Oh, God. I just got a little blast. It's not too bad. I don't know about drinking it. I remember even before 2005 it being on ESPN. I don't know if it was 3-man. I really don't even remember. Definitely MPPL was. I mean, we were just watching ESPN. Well, that wasn't probably on ESPN. This was probably like Fox Sports Net or the Outdoor Life Network or something like that. You can watch that. Let's watch this. This is on YouTube. You guys can go watch this stuff on YouTube also. It's not like they're like, oh, there's Owen. That's Johnny Perchek. Miss Angel being a thing. Yeah, I mean, Angel was a pretty cool company in general. Their guns were made exceptionally well. They weren't very user-friendly, though. I mean, that was really the big problem, is that they were just kind of not very user-friendly. They weren't super easy to take apart. You had to have special tools to fix them, and it was just kind of weird. So their really user-friendliness is probably what I would say is honestly the one thing that kind of held them back so much. 14 years? Yeah. I mean, was it 2011 or was it 2010? 2011, I guess, if it's been 14. Wasn't it like October? I still remember where I was. Because we like worked. It was kind of a big deal for us. 2011. I just remember when I got the text message about it. I was like, oh, jeez. Yeah. Angel was a weird company though, because they didn't like, you know, do anything crazy. They just like quit making guns. They didn't like file for bankruptcy or, you know, sell anything. And they still have all the not all the patents, but they still have some of the patents, I believe. I know they did sell some of them. Oh no. What? They did in-house programming on their boards or contracted it out. Angel? God dang, I don't know that. That's for sure. I definitely don't know that. I'm trying to remember Angel, because like I had Angels with illegal software. I had 2 guns that had like illegal software on them. For sure. And I'm not sure if anybody outside, I mean, I got those boards from Angel directly. So, I mean, that doesn't really mean much, but I don't know who made their, I don't know. I want to say, I don't know. It'd just be like a weird guess. Yeah, I had I had like a cheater board for an '05 Speed, and also wanted a G7 later. But that I think that the G7 was a board. It was a board from another gun or something like that. Yeah, the gardener's situation is interesting. I don't really know the full story on that. I also don't really remember because Angel was one of the only companies that actually sued Smart Parts. Like, everybody else gave Smart Parts money. Like, they paid royalties to Smart Parts. And Angel was the only company that, like, sued. And, like, I just don't remember. I just don't remember. It's not that I even would have known back then either, because that was so long ago, you know? It was 2005 or whatever, 2006 or something like that. So did they win? Rennick says they won. But yeah, it for sure cost a lot of money. There's no question about that. But Angel also had a lot of money. Angel was one of the companies that did have a lot of money at the time. You know, you have to think that, like, Angel completely funded the MPPL. Like, the whole reason we're watching this MPPL right now is because Angel spent all the money on it. You know, it looks this good because Angel blew all the money. Like, they just blew all the money they had. And then the MPPL imploded. I mean, their whole bet was that try to make NPPL and Speedball huge. And I don't know. Who knows if it worked or not, but yep. We talked about that in the NPPL video that I made. I don't even remember the title, but who knows? With Bart Wiedemeyer or whatever his name was. Angel. Rennick says, WDP proved that the gardeners did not, in fact, have the patents on the electronic paintball marker. Angel kinda self-sacrificed to keep the sport going. I could see that, man, for sure. So what you just reminded me too is that, fuck, dude. So we've talked about making a video on Smart Parts before. And let me see here. Looking at my notes. So one of the things that's weird about Smart Parts is the way that they've acquired the patents. There's also some weird lawsuit in 1997 that I think Smart Parts actually sued Angel in 1997. But, like, man. Patents. So there's some, like, shadiness with the patents because, like, okay, I'm just gonna try and wing this and see. Originally, there was a paintball gun that I have a timeline, but my timeline's not really finished. So originally, a long time ago, in like the mid 90s, there was a gun before the Smart Parts Shocker came out. There was the big shoebox Shocker that was huge. And Smart Parts didn't actually make that gun. Someone else did. Oh, fuck. What's the story? It's like right on the tip of my tongue. I like almost have it. Product timeline? Yeah. Oh, here you go. Here's something here we go. So, I don't know. I can't read this. We'll sit here for a minute. So I think that what happened was, okay, the like early 90s, Smart Part was a paintball company. There was this company called New Ventures. New Ventures made a gun. New Ventures made a gun that pretty much was the Shocker. Smart Parts teamed up with New Ventures. The idea was that New Ventures or whatever would make the gun, and Smart Parts would be the distributor. But what ended up happening was Smart Parts somehow overtook New Ventures and like stole the gun essentially, and then somehow wiggled their way onto the patent. So they tried to claim that they designed it and like they had the patent, but they actually didn't. They were just like some guys who said they distribute it and somehow got their way onto the patent. That's how they were able to sue people, because their name was on that patent. But until they actually went to court with Angel to prove that they actually didn't design it, they just kind of like knew the guy who did or whatever. No one really knew that until they actually went to court. I think that's pretty much what happened. Rennick says, the Gardeners bought the design from New Ventures. Something, though. I know it's something shady happened, though. I have a few, like, things that are from places. Like, I have this huge history of Smart Parts. Adam and Bill Gardner first had a law business this is what somebody wrote. This is a article by somebody. Enter New Ventures, not a huge company, but doing well for itself in the early days of paintball. There were a few different versions of how this went down, but a few of the known facts are thus. New Ventures had a new marker called the Shocker. The Gardner brothers, now Smart Parts, wanted in on the action and got involved by making a deal with New Ventures. The deal on the Shocker would be sold through Smart Parts and thus have the Smart Parts name on it. Granted, not the smartest choice by New Ventures, as it forced them only to work with Smart Parts. Then they like forced them out and something crazy. Anyway, I don't really 100% know. This is like my preliminary research. How did WDP Angel won? They bought the remainder of the patents that the Gardeners didn't own. Huh. Right. The real shady parts is the Gardeners were trying a mafia-style shakedown on airgun design, aka, and almost every other company, for sure. They were trying to get everybody to like pay them money. They're like, we want royalties. I have that in my like list of like questions I need answers. Things I need answered. Did Smart Parts sue WDP in 1997? Did Smart Parts get Airgun to stop making electric guns? And why did Smart Parts start suing people? And was Angel the first? What companies did they sue or threaten? Those are just my like loose rando questions I want answered. Hey, there's Jules. Anyway, that whole saga. Yeah, I don't really know all that much, because I've done a bunch of research. Not a bunch, but I've done some research on this. I just don't know if I'm going to make this video or how this video will be titled or whatever, you know. I may have to consult Rennick here. The Gardeners did shake down Airgun away from the Electros and Tom K out of the industry, for sure. What I find so crazy though too is that like they're still kind of around, you know, like I feel that like if I was that guy and like sued everybody and like put a bunch of people out of business, I don't know. I just wouldn't, like, you still want to be part of the community when like no one likes you. You know? I don't know. This is odd to me. Gosh, I really wanted a Viking back in the day. I mean, everyone liked those guns. The Smart Parts took it too. AKA, what the hell does LMP stand? What the heck does that company even stand for? Like, AKA LMP. Isn't Tom K and Pal now? I don't know. I just don't. Wait, Michael Spurlock can't come back to the US? For what? Really? Huh. News to me. Although I don't know. I'm not all up on the like hype stuff, you know? Not hype stuff. I should say not even up on anything. Not really connected into the world anymore. It's kind of hard to be. I feel like our whole country is fucking crazy, dude. I mean, someone's gonna have to do something. Oh, I could hear that. I feel that. I could see that, Rennick, for sure. I was crazy. I was like, well, did he do it? Maybe. So, where's he live? Michael Spurlock. I mean, I know a lot of people like don't like him because of whatever gun stuff. Look, the wonder if he owes me money now. I'm like, do they owe me money? Oh, he lives in Hong Kong. Hong Kong's cool. I mean, yeah, I was like, Hong Kong's cool. And then I was like, well, I don't know how much different Hong Kong is though, but I went to Hong Kong in 2016. Like right before China started taking over. I mean, almost 10 years ago now. Jesus Christ. Huh. Hong Kong was really cool. It was like, I really liked it there. I actually really enjoyed it there. Yeah. Who wants to move to Hong Kong? They sued Indian Creek? Hell yeah, they sued Indian Creek. They definitely sued Indian Creek. I know that Dye settled with them for sure. Dye settled out of court. Or like paid them royalties. There's a number somewhere. I think it was like $40 a gun or something like that. Which is fucking crazy. I mean, I don't know. That's not that crazy. It's not that much money. But when you're selling like loads and loads of guns. What is this though? What's this thing? Smart Parts still open for business. Here you go. The service is no longer available. We appreciate you for being part of it. Okay. What if we just get rid of all this? Well, I don't know. I had the court filings for it at one point. WDP sues for LCD patent and data link. So WDP sued Smart Parts. Here you go. Here's one. WDP. What is this? WDP sues Smart Parts for something. This looks like a patent. This isn't like a lawsuit thing. I don't know. Guy sues Smart Parts. Smart Parts is being sued by Die Precision for violating patent whatever. So this is one of the things that I wanted to, in this video, I was gonna like title the video originally. It was like the company that tried to kill paintball. And I don't know, I still might. But it is kind of interesting though, because it's not really just Smart Parts. You know, everybody was suing everybody. Sorta. It's really like Smart Parts was suing everybody, and then everyone was suing Smart Parts. The patent wars or something like that. Who's got a Ruger? I'd like to go shoot some guns. I just, you know, I don't really care if they're big guns. I just want to take like a .22 rifle and go shoot cans. Like, it's just fun to shoot cans. Go clink at stuff in the woods. Bink. Oh, the Ion was ruled in court to be a knockoff of the DM3. Oh, really? Dude, there's so many things that happened, though. It's like, how do you even tell that story? You know, it's like so much stuff that happened. You just have to, like, you know. But it's like that with everything. It's like, you know, the videos that I make. You know, the Proflex video that just came out. It's like... there's so much that I leave out of it. It's like, I don't know. It's like I'm making, working on a Planet Eclipse excessive video that I'm going to try to finish this week. That was going to try to finish last week, but the tournament threw me all off. Planet Eclipse excessive, but there's just so much content. You know, I want to try to make the video kind of long. I would like to try to make it like 20 plus minutes long. But it's kind of difficult to keep it entertaining for that long, you know, because there's so much stuff that happened, but it's just deciding, you know, what to put in there and what to not put in there. Shooting an M&M size hole at 50 yards. Yeah, I can't shoot 50 yards. I'm talking about like 50 feet. Yeah, 50 feet. We can't get anything in California. Our firearm laws are highly... We can get anything in California. Our firearm laws are highly optional if you have money and know a cop. For sure. Everything's optional if you have enough money, though. I got a ticket the other day. My registration was expired for 7 days. And I got a ticket. I was like, motherfucker, like I literally smogged my car today to pay the registration tomorrow. And I got a ticket. But it was just a fix-it ticket, so I just gotta like get a police man to sign it off. That was funny. I was like, shit. The officer was even like, do you have your smog stuff with you? I was like, no. Hoping he just let me go. I don't think I find my dad. I'm like, ask my dad, because my dad used to be a sheriff. Ask my dad about making money on the side. I highly doubt it, dude. I would be shocked if my dad was like, oh yeah, we're selling guns. That would be like, what? Like, there's no way. There's just no way. There's no way. Well, plus, my dad was on the street for not very long. He only worked as like a street cop for like maybe 10 years. Then he became like a trainee guy. He was like training people or whatever, doing some shit. Oh, he definitely knows people that are dirty, of course. He for sure knew. Or heard stories, or, you know, stuff like that, of course. There's just so many people, you know, you gotta think about, like, I'm trying to, like, line the monitor up. You know, in Sacramento County or whatever. I mean, how many police officers are there? Like sheriffs, hundreds, you know? So like, yeah, you got 500 dudes together. One of them's going to be shady, of course. You know, I go to the paintball field and I'm like, shady, 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 shady. It was like, yeah. I was trying to think of like my friends' dads. No, my dad's friends that were police too. And I'm like, man, I don't know. I can't like, I mean, obviously I didn't know them like I obviously know my dad, but I can't see them doing it either. I probably only met like a couple, like 2 guys though. Crooked cops. Anyway, guys, what time is it? 5:51. I'm gonna go for a walk after this. What time is it? Or what temperature is it? Currently 95 degrees outside, which isn't bad. Oh, best movie. Best paintball movie. Court Jesters. I don't even know what that is. Like, actual paintball movie? You know what? I mean, hands down, the best movie is Blackballed. With Blackballed, the like Bobby Duke story or whatever. Super good. It's like actually good. It's like actually funny. The cast in it is nuts. I mean, we've talked about this before, but if you guys have not seen or don't know anything about Blackballed, oh, there it is. The Bobby Duke's story. Like, this is literally like actually good. It's actually like pretty low budget, obviously. Didn't get huge. It actually has 1,300 reviews, which is pretty good for an old movie on IMDb. Where's my mouse? The cast is pretty crazy though. If we look at the cast with Rob Corddry, Paul Scheer, Rob Riggle, you get Jack McBriar, Ed Helms is in it. It's really good. It's actually kind of funny. Yeah. That's probably the best actual real movie that involves paintball. Nate, what's up? Gonna go for a walk at the beach, you son of a bitch. Nate lives in Huntington Beach. That's cooler than everywhere we live. I'm sure of it. Nard Dog. Oh yeah, Nard Dog. Nard Dog. Fucking, what's his name? Nard Dog? Isn't that, no. What'd they call the guy? Ed Helms? What'd they call Ed Helms on The Office? Did they call him Nard Dog? Or wasn't he like Tuna? Who was Tuna? Because they called him like the new guy, so he was like a new fish, and they called him Tuna? I don't know. Oh, Louisiana's cool though too. There's no sand beaches in Louisiana at all? Jim was Tuna. Why? Why was he Tuna though? Because I think about like the new guy, I think about like a big fish. Andy Bernard. There we go, Nard Dog. That's where it came from. The Office is really good. Dan. Yeah, that guy's pretty good. He's got a Bob Long. I don't know what reference that is. Oh, is that from actual Bobby Dukes? That's funny. They actually say Bob Long. Huh. Not a single sand beach. We got some sand beaches. You want to see a sand beach that I went to last week? 2 weeks ago? Let's see if I can find a beach. The pictures are easy. I should be able to if I can freaking type. Shooty-doo-doo-up. Oh, that's a good one. We'll just do this one. I don't know the name of this beach, so it's not going to be... Oh god, what's happening? I'm getting a pinwheel. What is happening, literally? Am I like... We're not lagging. My browser is pinwheeled to death. Anyway, maybe we won't do that. Alright. Well, I went to the beach. Damn, literally like fucking all locked up here and shit. Is it because he ate tuna? Why is it asking me to download a zip file? What the fuck? Bitch, I don't want to do that. Just download. Oh my god, I don't want to do this. Why am I doing this? We've already gone all the way through this. We might as well just keep doing it. So there's like... Oh my god. I want to download like one file from Google Photo, and it's like, download this fucking zip. This is taking way too long. I was hoping I could just pull a picture up really fast and be like, check out this beach. It gives us something to talk about. Look at this big zoom. Check out this beach out. Isn't that beach cool? It's beautiful. You gotta look at it from the side. There it is. That's a beach. Look at that beach. Not a human in sight. It's fantastic. Like literally, I don't think there's anybody for like miles. Damn. I know this is exciting for everybody. How do I reset transform? There we go. Yeah, like there's nobody here. In the middle of nowhere. That's a beach. Anyway. Mac viruses exist. They definitely do. It'd be crazy if I got a virus. I've never had a virus on a Mac since I started using them in 2007 or whatever. Yeah, that's a cool beach. This is at, I don't know what the name of the beach is. It's at Point Reyes. And Point Reyes is a national seashore for now. I mean, it could be for sale soon. I mean, someone will probably buy it. We're going to put affordable housing on the beach. Oh, look at that. It's actually a picture of a beach. Anyway. Point Reyes. P Hub? Is this Pornhub? I thought you know what I thought of was PB Hub. Cause isn't it like pbhub.de? It's like a paintball website in Germany or whatever. Yeah, it was pretty cold. It was probably like 55, 60 degrees. It was pretty chilly. Here's a picture. I'm just gonna take a fucking screenshot just because it's easier. There's a picture. Oh shit. Forgot it doesn't like that. If this broke. Oh, whatever. It was cold. Alright, I don't know what we're doing. Gentlemen, I guess we'll just see it next week. I'm at this point just totally rambling and showing pictures of beaches. So, you know. Worst place to put on an all-male nude beach. Worst place? I think that's one of the better places. Unfortunately, this beach you gotta walk like. You can't drive there. You gotta walk like 5 miles to get there or whatever. That's why nobody's there, because you actually have to walk. You have to like hike into it. You can't just like, you know, get there. It's hella far away. Point Reyes? I mean, is Stinson all male? I mean, Stinson Beach used to be nude, right? Or is it still? I don't know. I mean, Stinson is like, is it technically in Point Reyes? I don't even know. I don't think of it as Point Reyes. I think of it as like Bolinas, right? Yeah, it's kind of, it's not a bad like walk, obviously. It's actually pretty nice. Maybe we'll look at more pictures. I don't know. I don't have an actual like, oh gosh, I don't need to go back that far though. There's so many pictures in my Google Photos account that like, shit. There we go. I just uploaded all these other ones, these paintball ones, so the dates are all weird. And there we go. Yeah, Point Reyes is cool. It's weird though, because it's like it's such a windy place that there's not a lot of like trees and stuff around. I thought this was super cool though. I saw these geckos. Oh, whatever. I don't know what we're doing. All right, no more, no more pictures. Huh. Well, Sebastopol's beautiful. All right, guys. I don't know what the hell's going on. Come back next week. What will that date be? The 4th or 5th or something? I don't know. No, the 6th, I think. We'll have some more paintball news to talk about. And, I don't know. In the meantime, maybe go enjoy your summer. It's 4th of July. Be safe. Don't drown in any big body of water. If you have illegal fireworks where you're at, be careful with them. You know, I heard in Los Angeles, they're going to actually deploy like those sound. They have like in LA and other big cities, they have like those gun things so they can like listen and they can hear for gunshots because they're so loud. You know, you can, it's like obvious if it's a gunshot. So I think they're going to or like deploy those like microphones to try to listen to people that have illegal fireworks. So if you're somewhere where, you know, you got illegal fireworks, be safe and careful. Don't get busted by the popo. That's about all. Dude, 4th of July was crazy during COVID. It was so nuts. I don't think I've experienced 4th of July like that. There were so many people lighting off fireworks. It was just crazy. Shot spotter, is that what they call that? That sounds right. Yeah, they probably just put drones in the air, really. I mean, that's really easy. You just put a drone up and you fucking see them. It's pretty easy, especially in LA. It's so flat. Sorta. It's on a slope, right? Alright, guys. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see ya on the other side, 4th of July.